Live from the ESL studios in Burbank, California, welcome to the CSGO Pro League, day number 4 of season number 4. I'm your host, Tom T Squared Taylor, and joining me at the Xfinity desk, none other than the infamous Ryu.
Excited. We kick off another day today, this time against a Brazilian team. Showed a little bit of weakness yesterday, hopefully something we can exploit. Should be a good day of matches.
So if you guys weren't aware, you could see in his Twitter handle, Selfless Ryu is his Twitter, because he is the coach and owner of, well, co-owner, I guess you can say, of Selfless, and he's going to be going up, his team's going to be going up against Immortals today. So we have a bunch of sick matches. I'm going to throw it over to the casters and a guy who loves balls to bears and blue.
Throwing it right back to yesterday, man.
Thank you.
Going right over there.
Why not? Just, I like round. No, I'm not even going there. Let's move on. All right.
Let's talk about the matches.
Let's talk about the matches.
So we've got Selfless versus the Immortals to start us off this evening, and again, I think this is going to be a good clashing match. Obviously, as we saw Selfless, the matches versus Echo Fox, they were fairly close for what they were. I mean, just a few very key and crucial rounds is where we saw them slip through there, and if we had seen those go differently, then I mean, in all honesty, they might be in a similar position as the Immortals right now with regards to their current season ratings.
Yeah, I think Selfless did a pretty good job last night. I thought they could have pulled out the victory if they would have maybe not get caught up in while they're leading and beating Echo Fox. I thought just maybe that mentality of, oh, whoa, we're winning. Maybe let's just kind of play a little safer. I don't know what's going through their mind, but hopefully they'll be able to pull out the victory once they're ahead.
And then the Immortals splitting their set yesterday, actually, versus Complexity, which was
a little surprising.
I think a big surprise, especially with that T side just looking very weak.
Yeah.
Not really being able to impact there, just kind of throwing everything at the wall, and nothing was sticking on Cash.
I mean, I wouldn't knock them too hard. I mean, Complexity did win, and it's I'm happy that they're actually not losing every single map and actually putting up a little fight. So I wouldn't knock too hard on Immortals. That Complexity did play a good match and had a good defense.
We're also going to see E-United and Echo Fox, both of the two move-ups, clashing today as well for our second game. And E-United, I don't really think anybody knows what to expect from them. I don't think anybody's expecting too great from them, but it's basically a blank check. Like, honestly, no one knows.
Honestly, I've seen some of their names before, but I'm not too familiar with E-United in terms of how awesome they'll be. I know A2Z has been playing since I was around, like way back in the day. So
best player in the world.
Best player in the world,
according to himself.
According to himself, but I would definitely. It'd be interesting to see how they play and see if they could put up a good fight against Echo Fox.
And then we're also going to have the big match. I think of the day is going to be Cloud9 versus Optic. Optic now having Tarek on the roster, and then obviously the other big man for Cloud9 is Stewie, who's had this amazing performance, and it has continued that so far into this season as well.
He's hot right now.
He's looking good.
He is. And Optic, though, they did show some life towards the end of the Team Liquid match, and I hope they bring that to the start of the match instead of waiting until they're about to lose.
And there's going to be some good matches. You know what I'm going to do, though, Eric? I'm going to sit back, relax.
Wake up. I'm glad.
A nice can of Mountain Dew.
I'm glad you didn't spill that all over the place.
That would have been bad, wouldn't it? So with that said, back over to you, Tom. I can't actually drink this with the mic in front of me.
Speaking of hot right now, Eric with that little extra button unbuttoned at the top. Can we get some Kappa Prides in the chat over there for our boy the Bears, please? All right, so let's get serious here. When it's all said and done, we're going to probably see half of the team so far debut in season number 4. Let's pull up the standings because it's been one hell of a ride so far. In first place, tied with Cloud9, that's Echo Fox. Optic Gaming in that third place. Team Liquid in 4th. I believe they are 2 and 4. Yep. Immortals 1 and 3. Complexity 1 and 3 as well. And there you can see still a handful of teams yet to play: SK Gaming, CLG Splice, Energy Esports, Renegades, E-United, who we're going to see today for the first time in our second match of the day. Winner Fox 0 and 0 as well. And then unfortunately, without their first win yet, Selfless hoping to do so against Immortals. Ryu?
Yeah, it should be a good match. We've kind of been rivals with Immortals for some time, back to when they were Tempo Storm. When they started their ascent, we were slowly rising, and obviously they rose way higher, way faster. Should be a really good, hopefully close 2 maps. A little nervous about Cobblestone, which is the first map for us, but feel pretty confident on Cash.
Well, speaking of those maps, let's take a look of the maps and matches that we are going to see today. And there you have it, Cobblestone and Cash. 4, Selfless going up against Immortals, then E United against Echo Fox, Mirage, and Overpass. And then our last match of the night, that's C9 going up against Optic Gaming, On Train, and Cash. So Cash repeated, but we don't see any Dust 2 today or your favorite map, Nuke.
Yeah, Nuke is a map I feel like every team should be required to play, and it should be played 5-on-5 where you're only allowed to shoot while jumping.
Yeah, I think it's about as fun as playing in traffic. But let's talk a little bit more about Selfless going up against Immortals. Now, the record, you guys are in last place right now. Do you think that's indicative of how you guys are playing, or do you guys feel like that you can take down Immortals today?
Yeah, I think we saw some weakness from Immortals yesterday, and I feel like despite the fact that we didn't come away with wins, we definitely could have and probably should have had wins against Echo Fox yesterday. Very close matches across the board. I thought Nifty played well for us. That was kind of his Pro League debut as an in-game leader. Great job of keeping the team composed. We had a really nice comeback, which you see the score here. It ended up as a 16-14 match. So thought he played pretty well. It's going to be a spotlight player for us today. Hoping that he's able to outduel Hen1, who started a little bit slow so far this season. I think Phelps was the big storyline guy from day one. I was actually really impressed with how Zeus played yesterday, coming from the coaching role and filling the shoes of a player now.
Yeah, we saw a very small positional error yesterday from Nifty where he could have held his position with the op a little bit more, but ended up moving away. And I know that he is the shot caller now for your team. So, how difficult is that to possibly, be the sniper for the team and have to, carry the load of making all the decisions?
Depending on the style of Counter-Strike played, I actually think an in-game leader that ops makes a lot of sense, because a lot of the times as an in-game leader, you're going to look at what spawn location your primary op has. Definitely CT side, if he has a great spawn to get to a position where he can then anchor and hold an angle really quickly early in the round. Almost always get a chance at least getting the pick. Maybe you don't win that 1v1. Hopefully Nifty wins it against Henny today. And then T side, same kind of thing. Great example is we saw Nifty yesterday. In one of those highlights, he actually went towards long A on Dust 2, got the first pick, was able to get into the pit, picked off, I think, 2 or 3 more, had a really nice round. So when he's making those decisions, he knows where his spawn is. It's very quick, and he could say, hey, guys, this is the setup, or this is how we want to start the round. If it's T side, let's go with this default versus another based on where he is.
All right, looking forward to that one. And then the second match of the day, our second set of matches, is going to be the team that took you down, Echo Fox. Your team down, Echo Fox, going up against E United. First time we're seeing E United and A2K as well. So what do you think? How is this series going to go? Any predictions?
I think Echo Fox is probably going to be too strong. I think they play a consistently good kind of Counter-Strike. They are a little bit more pragmatic. Historically, E United, coming from Premier, they played very loose, kind of a puggy style, and that's what they're known for. A lot of individual talent, as we're seeing here in some of the replays. CJ King is known for being a really good aimer, but maybe not the smartest player, and I'm not sure how Shinobi, as a leader on the team, is going to structure them to play. I know watching our team scrim against them, they were very loose, very fast. You'll see a lot of early action in the rounds, and I think Sean's probably going to be prepared for that. I would expect Echo Fox to come away with wins today, but you can never count out one of the best players in the world in A2Z. He actually told me he feels like he's going to win every match by himself, and that was the quote. He said, I feel like I can win this single-handedly, and then he signed it -A2Z, which I always appreciate as someone that signs everything as -Ryu.
He's stealing your tag, man. He's stealing your...
A little bit, yeah, but, I've never said I'm the best player in NA because I was terrible, and A2Z is fortunately not. So really excited to see how he matches up against the other team that was moved up from Premier and Echo Fox.
And then our match of the night, we think that's going to be C9 going up against Optic Gaming. Now, Optic with the team change, Tark is in. C9 looking really, really strong. Their record 4-0. Yeah, it's a strong record, but the teams that they played and the way that they did it, taking down Liquid early in dominating fashion.
Yeah, and I think Stewie's playing some of the best Counter-Strike in the entire region right now. I would actually say he's probably the best player in NA right now. I know it's early in the season.
Over A2Z.
Oh, slightly over A2Z, unless you ask A2Z.
Okay.
And I just feel like he's just been at a level, a super high baseline that he's consistently played at. And, now he's taking on some more responsibilities. I think he's embracing his aggressive nature and style of play. It's really working out for them. The maps today are going to be interesting because Cloud9 has historically liked Train, but it is one of Optic's best maps. Optic was I would say, a world-class team. We saw them do extremely well at offline events on that map. And the other map is Cash, which is probably like the first or second pick map, depending on which variety of Cloud9, roster you'd have. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. Tarek came out a little bit slow yesterday. This is one of the plays that he made where he had a couple rounds towards the end of that half. There were little flashes of brilliance. We know he's capable of playing at a high level. Really struggled on the second map. He went on Twitter afterwards and said, we 100% lost that map because of me. It was a double overtime, really close match. He was fortunate that Pimp played so poorly for Liquid, because if Pimp played even just like an average level of Counter-Strike, it wouldn't have gone to overtime because Tarek struggled that much.
Yeah, Tarek didn't even have a chance to change his logo. He's still rocking the CLG logo, so hopefully he's had some time to actually get some scrims in, and I want to see these guys play at the highest level because they're going to need to take down C9. But we want to know your thoughts overall, what your predictions are going to be, and what you think of the show. So make sure you hit us up on social media, Twitter and Facebook at ESLCS, and make sure you always use that hashtag ESL Pro League. Don't go anywhere. The matches are going to start right after this break.
This is the galaxy's easiest meal. And this is the galaxy's easiest haircut.
I absolutely love it.
Soylent, the galaxy's easiest meal. This is the galaxy's easiest meal. And this is the galaxy's easiest race. Soylent, the galaxy's easiest meal.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
Welcome back to the CSGO Pro League. We are live, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank one of our sponsors, Kingwin, for making this season happen. Also, ESL 1 is taking place October 1st and 2nd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. That's 8 teams battling it out for $250,000 in prize money. But the action doesn't stop there. The Street Fighter V Brooklyn Beatdown is also taking place, and that's an open tournament with $75,000 in prize money. You can get more details at ESL-1.com. But Ryu, moving into Selfless, your squad going up against Immortals. Are you nervous?
A little nervous just because cobblestones.
I see some sweat.
There's definitely no sweat. A little nervous because of the map being cobblestone. As we take a look here at the roster, Relics, Nifty, Mitch, No One, Breezy will be the 5 you'll see for us today. And then on the other side, we mentioned Nifty on our end. On the Selfless side, gonna have to op up against a very established, well-known talent in Henny from the Immortal side. I think it was the DreamHack Austin qualifier. We ended up beating them in a best of 3, but I believe Cobblestone was the second map, and they stomped us mercilessly. So hoping that we've made some improvements on Cobblestone. I think we've shown that in a couple other events, both online and offline, and hopefully we pull it out. I feel way more confident on Cash because it's a map that we've historically been very good at. And we did see Immortals struggle against Complexity on that map yesterday.
Sure did. So let's take a look at the Immortals lineup. That's going to be some stiff competition. And overall, I think that you guys really have to step it up and win these pistol rounds because you lost 3 of them yesterday.
Yeah, I went 3 for 4. We lost a close map where we lost both pistol rounds, so that definitely can't happen today. As we look here at Henny, Lucas are the twin brothers. Phelps was a standout player for us in the first week of matches for Immortals. I think he went 32 and something in one of the matches. That was really close, and almost always he'll help his team secure a victory when he plays that well. Bolts has been a consistent force for them, and Zeus has been really impressive coming away from SK as the former coach, stepping into the player role, and I don't think that they really stepped down, replacing Showtime with Zeus. So it's been a really impressive, quick transition for him.
Well, it's sure to be an intense match, and it looks like the players are getting ready in the lobby, so I'm going to throw it over to the casters. That's going to be Blue and the Bears. Take it away, guys.
Thanks again, Tom. And indeed, we are ready to jump into this match. And in fact, the pistol round has just gone live, so let's get immediately into the game. Selfless versus the Immortals, with Selfless starting on the T side, and the Immortals jumping on to the CT side.
Team Selfless sending 4 people towards B right now. Looks like they might just wait it out and do a delayed B. Immortals, though, kind of spread out, but still cheating towards that B-bomb site.
Noise being made early on here. At the moment, no shift at all from the Immortals players. We do see Phelps putting himself in a more aggressive position here, too, to try and see if he can grab any of them that try to push out for this position early. And, I mean, he's just sticking himself right out there, too, wasting no time about this. Nifty looking for the peek. He does spot the presence of the Immortals, so, again, we'll be trying to peek out himself here, but still no one finding anything early on just yet. It's a bit of a standoff.
I like how Team Selfless aren't all peeking at once, or they're not handing out any information to Team Immortal.
Just one-by-one little peeks here, but finally Nifty, he's a bit tired of it there, decides to roll out, but that only prompts the smoke. You'll note that too, the Immortals did have one of those prepped and ready to go, but it decided not to throw it out so early, since they got Phelps into this more aggressive position. As soon as they see the players peeking, though, they do throw it back, but at the same time, Selfless want to battle away for this one now, and they just go for drop control instead. 4 players leaping down inside. Bolts holds the first one off, and Mitch is trying to find a frag, but he can't do it. Bolts grabs 2. No one picks up a frag, but then Zeus immediately trades him out. Now Relic is trying to chase these players into the A-bomb site here as Nifty rolls out from mid, but this doesn't play out at all. And for the most part, Immortals are just going to shut down this entire strat.
It seemed like Immortals just completely countered them. They're just stacked in the right spot, and Selfless just ran right into the trap.
Unfortunately, it seemed like there were earlier plans that are trying to pressure out Catwalk too, but all of that just faded away with that smoke. Too much time would have been wasted. They still didn't really have any intel because of how passively they had been playing that, so they go for a sort of last-minute attempt to go for a pinch, and the entire drop hit just gets destroyed. So into the second round we go, and again, it's a fast lineup, pushing their players out over here towards the catwalk, but this is going to be a very obvious play too. In fact, the Immortals already have 4 players in the vicinity of the B-bomb site.
It looks like it's going to be an on-contact. Phelps spots all of them, but Breezy takes out Zeus with a Tech 9. Bolt's just staying by the statue, waiting to pick off Mitch on platform. He's all alone in the 1-on-3, but he's going to fall back. He leaves the bomb, but getting flanked by Henny. And Henny takes him out at the end of the round.
There we go. Their Immortals with a nice and easy cleanup get themselves up to 2-0. And now for Selfless, of course, they go into the trash run. Not expecting all that much here, since we obviously did not see the plant on either of those first 2 rounds. Needing to save up for that first gun round. Quite crucial here, since they basically just tried to brute force their way in on that last round, and that has ultimately failed too. Again, doing damage to the Immortals. These aren't necessarily flawless rounds for the CT side either, with 2 of them going down, I think, on both occasions so far. But
Team Selfless, though, mixing it up. They're sending all their people towards middle A right now. Seeing Henny, though, kind of scouting out. I don't think he saw anyone, but he's going to peek around this corner soon. He might pick off Relics.
And he's going to work his way out here, too. Hunting for frags, but the problem is he's got pressure coming from the steps there, too, and that is what is going to kill him. Bolts with a repeat, does find a trade, and a nice tap away to find a second one here. Stacking up some more as he finds the third. Relics again ticking him down. So there's the 2 that have been eliminated. Again, Immortals taking some damage here. May lead to bad things should we see Selfless pick up the first gun round. But now these 2 with the scavenged guns, they're going to hold back for a couple moments here to kind of think about how they want to approach this.
Bolt's saving that round almost. He was in a bad spot, but managed to still take out 3 people, which is pretty nice. And Team Selfless creeping up this halls, and Relics, I mean, get taken out. Nifty taken out by Lucas. But what can you do as Relics? Just sitting there with the bomb, 1-on-3. He has a lot of work to go.
A lot of ground to make forward, unfortunately. And as we saw there, Nifty just getting picked off when he tries to move out for some info. So he's not going to be left with a whole lot of it either. And as he tries to creep his way around here,
if he's lucky, he can get the bomb down. But he's been
Lucas
spotted out.
So he's going to get into a long-range duel, and ultimately Lucas has the edge there. Even if he goes down again, rotations are very close by with an M4, and more than likely he is just going to be caught rushing over to the site at that point anyway. So here we go. Here's Bolts again, kind of balancing the status quo after we did see a good opener from Selfless, but failed to follow up and pick up that third round. But now we get into the gun round, and here's that money issue I was talking about. 3 players on Immortals are very low because of all these rebuys they've had to go for in rounds number 2 and 3.
Yes, that's true. But Selfless has no ops, so they want the all-rifle game right now. Maybe a little B execute. But they start off with a 2-3 default, sending 3 towards B. Nifty just kind of holding angles. Henny, though, peeking up. He might pick off Nifty if he peeks too wide. Good positioning by Henny.
And we'll take the risk on holding up in this position. That Molotov, again, perfectly placed. Very aggressive utility usage early on in the round from the Immortals to try and press these guys back, but for the moment it's working. It's done really great damage to Nifty. Breezy being brought down to 30 health points as well. Selfless actually kind of forming themselves up right now towards drop again, which is what they did on the pistol run. I'm not sure if they're going to go for the push on it yet, but they are thinking about it as they run the clock down a little bit more. The good news is, though, is that they're going to be blind as they push into this site, and they have that. The Immortals have that same exact advantage that they had back on the pistol round too, where Selfless are blind. So long as the Immortals players are holding good angles, they should be able to surprise them big time when they try to push the site.
Miss-jumping and drop. He's looking through the smoke, trying to kill off Fell, who's by the window. Hasn't spotted him, though. Team Selfless, though, kind of left him there in drop, so they might swing back towards long B. But they're kind of scouting out right now.
That's actually a good hold from Mitch. Able to take down Zeus. Using the more passive style that we've seen from the Immortals, since they need to make sure that they're not being pressed upon as well. But now they should know it's going to be on the B bomb site. However, there's still no sign of rotation from the A bomb site. Just now we're starting to see Lucas moved in, but there's where the smokes play in. And here comes Henny with the up, picking up 1, follows it up with a second, even a third for him. And not only him, but Phelps dominating the drop area there. It's Immortals that again shut down the entire offensive strike from Selfless.
Just standing on the platform, offering people like it's nobody's business. Like, he had 3 people not even looking at him after 3 op shots. It's kind of surprising. I don't know if they were blind or what, but one of them was blind. But look at him, just take out 3 people, not even looking. Is that a communication error or what? They have to talk.
Not just this too, but no flashbangs, no attempts to molly him out. I know, obviously time was low, so they don't really have a lot of time to try and smoke him or Molotov him, but they could have tried to go for a quick pop flash or something like that. Didn't end up working out though, and he just gets 3 quick kills.
I mean, it kind of shows you, are they kind of just like winging it, or like, if you're taking a B bomb site slow, you want to save a flash and a smoke for, you know, the oppers or the entry kills. But they waste all their nades before it happens.
And again, I think a lot of this is coming down to the fact that the Immortals are doing a great job of denying them of any early info, so they're kind of just guessing when they push into the sites here to a certain degree as far as which way they want to execute these strats. And I mean, this eco round again, just look at it. It goes nowhere. they just try to go right for a B hit, and it's a 5-man takedown. Nobody from the Immortals even dies. So these guys are also going to be able to build up their economy off of rounds like that. That's where things can get dangerous if Selfless get a bit reckless.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, the point being, Nifty though, he's had enough. He's bringing out the up. He's like, I'm 0-5. I need a kill. Where do I go to get this kill?
He was one of the bigger players we saw in yesterday's match too, so performing with that quite well. Unfortunately, we didn't see that performance on the T side. It was mainly on the CT side. So we're gonna have to see if he can bring the fire today on Cbble.
I like this though by Selfless, but not good because Immortals are stacking the A halls with 3 people, and this looks like a trap. They're just playing him like a fiddle right now.
As they walk in, look at it. They are going to try to smoke something off more than likely, or try to flashbang themselves inside of here.
Him.
But
Henny's just right scoped in on that area.
even if they do, drawing attention down below here as well. Henny has got the scope. Is there going to be? There's nothing. There's no one assisting at all with a flash or anything, and they've still got the support from across. And there you go. It's all over. Again, the Immortals player just shut it down. Henny's the distraction, and Bolt is the secondary player that just surprises them, hiding behind the haystack there. It's easy pickings for these players early in the round for the Immortals.
Immortals did their homework, or they're just guessing right. They are countering Team Selfless so much. And Mitch is in a 1-on-5 situation. I don't know if he has to pull out a miracle right here.
They're stacked against him, but he does find the first pickup against Phelps. Sight isn't even clear yet, though. Again, no luck at all for Mitch here, and down to 13 HP after that first encounter, too. Now he's just going to roll right into nowhere from Bolts. Round's over.
So I would, if I was Team Selfless, I'd call timeout right now.
And that's
I mean,
exactly what we're going to see.
Oh, there you go. It's like...
You're a genius.
No, I'm not a genius. I'm just a fool that is right sometimes.
We didn't get to introduce you very well on the stream yesterday, but
Yeah.
a lot of people were kind of asking, who is this guy?
You know, I'm an old school guy.
Old school.
Old school
1.6.
Counter-Strike. 1.6. Played back in the day. You know, it's back in the day where if you win a LAN tournament, you won $100 per person. I mean, those are days. You take a car all the way across the country as a team, and you win $100.
That was the day where, like, getting headsets as a sponsorship. Was like,
exactly.
oh,
wow,
this
headsets.
is so cool.
Ooh.
Now it's like,
That's like, where's the money? Give me the money. I want to travel. I want to pay for my kids.
It's all about the money nowadays, man.
Yeah, it is. I want the passion back.
Bit unfortunate.
People, you know, I want more passion. Not, you know, I want the NA scene to rise and get better with more passion.
Preaching to the choir.
But I want to tell everybody, though. I want everyone to know that, you know, in order for us to get better, we have to just look past the money and the fame and just play with our hearts.
It's a beautiful speech.
Thank you. I didn't plan it. I get
didn't-
motivation from
didn't you?
Jason. Jason's my motivation.
Did Jason write that speech for you?
No, but he looked in my eyes, and I could
Was he
just
like,
tell what he's
At some
thinking.
point today, Blue's going to bring up NACS, and these are the words I want you to say.
I like to look in people's eyes. Is that weird?
A little bit. Just a tad.
Just a tad.
So we'll get back into the match now, with the Immortals still having a hefty lead. And I mean, Selfless so far just throwing blanks. Unfortunately, the strats are really not working out. Due to these early round aggression from the Immortals, it's preventing Selfless from even going for these kinds of quick takes unless they really want to take a risk on just directly pushing through early smokes and whatnot, which may seem like they try to do here. They might try to do here, I should say, as they have tossed out some of their own utility onto the site. Are we going to see a follow-up is the real question.
Good counter flash though by Fell. If they were to rush, they would have got flat by that flashbang. But they're rushing out right now. Breezy pushing through the smoke, killing a guy by Sidewalk Rock, kills 2 people, and just gets down by Bolt, who's at the rock here, spamming through the smoke. It's now a 2-on-2 situation. Waiting for his teammate. Where is his teammate hiding? He's right behind him, just lurking through that area.
But the more aggressive style from Selfless, it did actually get them onto the site this time, but they seem a bit hesitant to put the bomb down simply because Bolts is still here and they haven't really spotted him yet. And speaking of which, there's the peek. He finds Mitch, takes him down. No one even moving out here too. He gets aggressive. There's the kill. But Henny rolling right in on perfect timing. Takes down no one. It was so close for Selfless.
So
It was looking like they
close.
would have gotten onto the board. Not to be had right here, though.
It's like you could taste it. They were tasting that win and just taken away from them like candy from a baby. I've never seen that happen before, though, but I'm assuming.
That is a weird phrase.
I don't know why that's even popular, even used.
Who would take candy from a baby?
You know what? I'm not going to say names. I don't want to burn anything and burning bridges.
You know people now. All of a sudden.
I'm not,
But you said you've never seen it before.
well, you know, no comment. No comment on that one.
So we do see some pressure again coming in early. This time, it's a switch up again from Selfless as they try to push A long, but there's also pressure being postured up towards drop. That hasn't gone well, though. Again, the Immortals have a really good hold on that. Lucas has been able to shut down Mitch. Granted, at a heavy cost to his own life. Lucas is down at 2 HP now, but in the grand scheme of things, again, this is probably going to kill Breezy's kind of confidence with pushing this as well. And the others are still kind of just crawling through A main. It looks like they're even abandoning it to a certain degree, just leaving Relics here to punish any players that move back in for more info. And speaking of Breezy, down he goes.
I'm liking what Team Selfless was doing that round, but I would wish they wouldn't have died so early. You know, take that A halls, hold up, see how they're, you know, and then fall back. Like, they're handing out picks at the very start of the round on the other side of the map, so they have no room to fall back and work, and there's always an uphill battle for this Team Selfless.
And at the moment, it's like a large part of your success on a CT side, just as any team, really depends on how good you are at getting the information early on in the round. At the moment, the Immortals are just absolutely destroying that game. They are always being able to get these aggressive positions early on in the round. They smoke off, and for whatever reason, Selfless really don't want to take any risks on this. And when they do, like you just said, they're handing out those early picks. Not only are Immortals getting info off of these members that push through, but they're also taking 1 or 2 of them down, which just hinders the hit to a huge degree.
And now it looks like Team Selfless is rushing towards that B area. It looks like maybe a fast B take, but Immortals, they're on top of it. They're countering them really well. Bolts with 2 kills by drop. And Relics is sitting on platform. Can he get a kill?
He's well looking to try and pick something up fast, but no one is giving it to him from the Immortals side of things. Phelps is going to press forward, but again, Phelps wins the duel. Relics even trying to find the trade, but he can't accomplish this. Molotov, so there's no retreat from the back. And it's not even going to happen as Phelps switches over to the pistol to finish him off. 9-0 now for the Immortals, and they are loaded in addition to having a huge lead.
If Selfless has an ace up their sleeves, they better start using it now. I mean, 9-0 is not a good score to be playing against, and it's very hurtful on your mindset. Like, you guys are trying to do something, and nothing is working.
Also, another important note, not a single plant in all 9 of these rounds so far. They haven't gotten the bomb down once.
That is, I would have to watch this as a team, and then really just evaluate what was going on. You know, maybe it's 1 kill.
So another split play moving out from Selfless here. Lucas reading it. He does get traded out. Phelps moving in, but again, another trade. Not the worst opening for as far as what we've seen from Selfless so far, and they are going for the split. The problem is, though, is again, they've lost the bomb. The most crucial aspect of this hit has just been destroyed by Zeus, and now they know exactly what's happening since the bomb was pressing towards them. Mitch trying to swing this around, but he cannot do it with just a measly little Tech 9. Zeus closes out the round, and the Immortals remain unhindered here, now in double digits.
Yeah, that's Team Selfless. I want to hand you my energy, please. Get some rounds. I want you guys to get
strats,
kill. Nifty, please get a kill this round. I need you to get a kill this round.
Oh, yeah, we've I haven't even looked at that yet. We've gone past 007 point now. Yeah. We're a little bit worse off. 2 assists, so.
He's goose-sagging right now. He just needs that 1 kill, and then he start to feel it, you know?
But I mean, they've taken the pause already. I'm trying to remember how exactly we've adapted the pause rules because of the coaching decision, but they may have 1 more that they can use in the second half. I'm not entirely sure on that, though. But I mean, this first one, to be honest, didn't really seem like it did anything. We're still seeing the same general type of execute here. Seemed like they just took it to give themselves a bit of a breather, but they haven't been able to formulate something new to penetrate the Immortals.
And I think it could attribute to Team Selfless's play style, because when you watch them do a lot of their stuff, it's always 0 to 100. You know, there's no in between with them, and so they can never have a chance to fall back, have a chance to bait nades and stuff like that. It's just stop, okay, let's execute and go, and that's how you run a lot of problems.
Speaking of which, this is looking like the type of execute we're about to see now from the Selfless, remaining fairly quiet, throwing out a little bits of utility here and there, but now all 5 of them are just going to push their way out platform. Molotov's doing that early damage there, so Lucas has an easy time picking up the first player. The rest are trapped. Look at them, they can't even get out from the broken wall area. Nifty finally finding the first pickup for this team, but with the smoke wall, they've now got to, at the very least, try to find a plant. No one looking to get it down onto the ground here. It looks like they'll at the very least find that one, and Nifty actually punishing Phelps. He tries to press through the smoke wall. Look at no one, the same thing for him. He finds 1 pickup before being traded out to Lucas, and now it goes into a 1 versus 2. Nifty, the last one alive here, already with 2 kills on the board. He's got to watch this flank, though, as there is someone lurking around him from the platform area, and he hasn't necessarily noticed it just yet. Both are going to try to push him at the same time. There's the peak, some nice damage going out onto Nifty here, and also we see the press coming in from Henny now as they try to close out upon him. Unfortunately, Nifty cannot hold on that staircase, and the Immortals do find an 11th round. That is also, again, the first time we've seen a plant in this entire game so far.
Nifty gets 2 kills, they have a plant, I guess it's progress. They just have to win out the round now.
It depends on what you define progress
Well,
as.
if they did this on the 3rd round instead of the 11th round, I think they would be in a lot better mental state of mind.
The issue here is that, I mean, even when they say, yeah, they found the plan, and now they're going to get that little bit of bonus cash, they have a better utility set up for this round. Unfortunately, they're down 11-0. So, like those little economical victories, it's not even really victories anymore. However, they may find an edge early on here. Henny trying to move out to look for a kill. He does get tagged a bit, but he tags Relics in return for a much greater amount, and also does spot quite a few of the players outside here.
Bolts get lit up, though. Throwing that in call with his nade out, but he falls back. Looks like Team Immortals is going to sit back and let them take over A halls in middle. Henny, though, still in the connector area, watching for the middle.
Selfless are being rather loud about the way that they're even just moving into the entryway on halls, though, so they know that there's been at least 2 or 3 flashbangs tossed out here.
And Team Immortals smell this because they're starting to over-rotate towards A right now.
It's going to be a perfect rotate too. Keeping Lucas just to watch for drops, since there's almost always been drop pressure from Selfless when they've executed out onto B. Not only this, but there is no one watching a flank or trying to hold pressure on platform, so Zeus is free to sit up there and say, yeah guys, it's clear, you're free to rotate into this bomb site. Meanwhile, the execute will begin for Selfless. This position from Henny, while very aggressive, could absolutely destroy them if nobody tries to lurk out around the side there. It's going to be Mitch, but he doesn't end up rolling out with the kill, the platform push, but Henny finds one more before being traded out to Nifty. More pushing in, but again, they're just not making enough progress here. Lucas and Bolts find 2 more frags, and the last one alive is Nifty. He's just headhunting now, trying to close out as many players as possible to try and give him a chance to win this one. The flashbang tossed over top of the doorway, though, is perfect since he went for the peek at the same time. And with that, it'll be an easy final kill for Lucas to now send the Immortals 12-0 against Selfless.
At this point, just keep buying Team Selfless. You need to get around. You have to get in the game. So keep buying. I would like to see them toss a fake, because a lot of their strats are smoking and flashing over, and then Team Immortals rotate, counter flash. Toss a fake, leave a person there, and swing to the other bomb site. You might be able to catch the number game.
So now Selfless again do decide to push, for the most part, all 4 of their players over towards the B bomb site, keeping no one over here outside of the mid connector, possibly as a later entry to try and cut off rotators, or at the very least act as a flank to try and stop them from working their way in. But the bigger problem for Selfless is actually going to be getting into this bomb site, as again, we've seen that be a consistent issue for them due to how aggressive these CT setups are from the Immortals side. Again, just look at you can even just tell it from the minimap. They are not holding back on the site at all. They are just crunching them inside of their cat push, and as well, they're trying to play fairly aggressively to keep them in drop. They'll let them get the initial drop area, but they're not going to let them outside.
Nice move by Fel. He elbow peeked just to spot some information. He fell back and played safe. He's not going to risk peeking and getting the shot.
We do see now Selfless starting to move in to drop to look for that kill, but there's the setup that we just talked about there. Bolts already finding Relics, and also Phelps with his position on top of that smoke there that you can see. Finds Nifty trying to push through the platform area. Mitch is now stuck here too. He's lost his teammate support. Breezy is the only other one alive, but he's pushing the A site, and Henny's already moved away to watch for a push in that direction. 1 more to go. Mitch does find a kill, so it'll draw some attention away. However, not enough to pull them off of the A bomb site completely. Breezy will be seen coming from a mile away, and Mitch, with nothing to do, just jumps out the window and goes down.
This hurts to watch.
It's not looking good.
But watch that smoke. That's a nice smoke that he tosses, because it's like you see their feet now, but you can't spot them. So that was a very awesome smoke by Fel, and I'm going to actually start using that smoke.
Nice one-way that we saw.
It was good.
Perfect, and that's what killed the platform push there too. So we only really saw that was the first player that pushes out. They had like 2 or 3 more waiting to follow him though, but that entire strategy gets killed as soon as that smoke is set up. So perfectly played by Phelps, and at the moment, I mean, Immortals are just completely outgaming Selfless.
So if you notice that Immortals are just tossing the Molotovs on B platform, but Team Selfless is taking out the yellow and drop bolts. But it's just a slugfest. Immortals just destroying them in the aim duels.
A couple kills coming out here, but this is ultimately because Selfless is just throwing everything they have at the site. And I mean, when we look at any team scenario, you're more than likely going to find like 1 or 2 kills in that kind of a situation, so long as you have a smoke setup or 2. So they're getting that, but I mean, those kills don't even matter. Just look at the money. We're on the 15th round, so this doesn't even matter anyway, but just to prove a point as far as where we've been for the whole half. 3 players are over 10K post buy. Lucas and Phelps are a bit lower. They're the ones who died, and I think they've been like holding those more aggressive angles for the most part, so we kind of have been expecting them to die, but still, even with those kills, that doesn't matter because just everybody else in the team is so much money by this point.
Yeah, and the money, rounds, everything's just going wrong for Selfless Gaming. It's hurting. It's hurting. I'll say it again. It just hurts seeing a 14-0 loss to, you know, a team that should be winning rounds at least, and at least keeping it close.
And so Selfless finally decide to slow things down a little bit here for the final round. It is still, though, for the most part, just a four-man stack over towards the B bomb site, using Molotovs and whatnot to clear out the immediate area. But again, this has not been something that the Immortals have been favorably trying to position themselves for the majority of this half. They've been playing a bit more passive as far as their setup is concerned, just trying to box them in. They'll let them take drop control because that actually isolates one or two players and is forcing them to stay there. But the second they try to push out, well, they've got 2 players positioned to counter that. And leaving mainly Henny on this round, but it's been Phelps on most of the other ones to make sure that the platform pushes are not a success. There they go, moving out. Henny does find a first kill, but he'll be traded out.
He runs through him in the smoke. They walk past each other.
Mitch can do so much with this position. However, Phelps, he's hearing him moving out. And Phelps, the mind reader, does hear him dropping down from the window. As you call him the mind listener, and does take down Mitch.
The mind.
They push out again. It'll be brought into a 3-on-2. No one finding a first kill, but these trades still remain far too strong. They've got them boxed. It's the members of Selfless that need to find positioning, and every time they try and inch out into the open, a member of the Immortals just shuts it down. No one is the last one alive. He's being wrapped around at this point, and there you have it. A perfect half from the Immortals.
Ouch.
We'll close things out there. Only 1 round needed to take control of this entire map.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Ryu right now, and I can't imagine what's going through his head. He probably is going to just lay it into them. You guys got to watch that demo. That's a rough half for them.
We may send it over to Ryu to talk about that pretty soon. So with that said, guys, we're going to go to a short break, but the second half will be coming up in just a moment. Be sure to stick around right here at the ESL Pro League.